Hello, James back again, and it feels a bit weird wearing a shirt after all this lovely weather. I think it's been 86 degrees Fahrenheit, or I think it's around 30 degrees centigrade. God, I don't know if I look orange in this picture. Good thing my hair isn't blonde. Anyway, firstly, I must say a big apology to Cosmic Christi. I said I'd do this for you, and I've had to make a few notes on this. This is for those interested in a cosmic consciousness coaching, the key to opening the flow, and cosmic consciousness key. It's a 45-minute session with readings, and Christy has asked me if I'd mention it. I will put the details up in the description on the YouTube channel, and I would say contact Cosmic Christi on YouTube for more information. I'm hoping that I've not left this too late for you, and the offer still stands at this special offer she's got on, and I'll get something out of it. If you mention me, she's going to give me a free reading, so I'm quite happy with that, and I make no I'm not going to try and hide it from anybody. I don't mind whether I do or don't, but I think some of you will benefit from it. The flows of energy, we all get blockages at times, things that have happened in our life we can't move on from, so that will really help some of you, I'm sure of it. So remember that, Cosmic Christi. Have a look for her channel on YouTube, she's very good. Anyway, let's talk about some current affairs at the moment. I notice on Facebook one or two of you are putting up where they've got these potholes, and people have taken to planting trees in them, which I think is fantastic. We can reforest the earth one way or another, and why not? As one of the comments was said, all your money's going on propping up Israel. That's where your taxpayers' money is going. I mean, money is artificially created anyway. And the other fiasco that's going on at the moment, this nonsense with Donald Trump and visiting the Queen. Let's get real about this, shall we? Nobody even stands a chance of being a politician or a presidential candidate unless they are already bought and owned by this control system. Donald Trump is just playing a part. And it's what amazes me about all this media scrutiny of how he's not observed this or that protocol with the Queen. What a load of rubbish. You didn't see the same scrutiny when Helen Mirren did this, for example, or you see them doing this symbol, whether they be presidents or politicians. There's no scrutiny on things like that, but they have meaning to certain secret societies. Same as these numbers and things. But don't fall for the play out of it, because it is just for public distraction to keep you away from looking for the truth. It's as simple as that. Anyway, now to the main point of this video, and that is the ugly truth of the origins of humanity. Now, you've all probably got different ideas. I'm not saying really anything different than a lot of other people have said in various books and on things on YouTube as well. But basically, humanity was created for one reason only. Now, before I talk about that, just think about this. Money, allegedly, is based on gold. But what can you do with gold, really? You can't eat it. It's used as wedding bands, pieces of jewellery. It's certainly brought out some of the worst cases of greed, and it's incited a lot of theft, robbery. But essentially it doesn't appear to have any use. Unless, of course, you happen to be this family that descended upon the earth. We're talking about 450,000 years ago, before humanity even existed. Yes, I'm referring to the Anunnaki. So basically what humanity is a workforce created by taking a hominid, an indigenous life form from this planet, upright, distinct from apes, but an upright form of early human, to which was fused Anunnaki. And in certain cases, Anunnaki knowledge was given to them. Now there's your origins of your RH negatives as opposed to RH positives. But over the centuries, people have obviously mixed together, whether that be right or wrong. So you'll find a situation where you'll have two parents, both positive blood, and they'll have a negative child, and vice versa. And there are families who've got, say, 6 children, 3 with positive blood, 3 with negative blood. It's the secondary DNA sequence. So all this hierarchical nonsense about I'm better than you because I've got this or that type of blood, well, come on, really? If we're going to do that, we might as well base it on nationality, religion, or whatever you want, whatever other division you want to create in humanity. This is humanity's big chance, basically, that is coming up. It's just around the corner. We are ruled in this family feud. The answer was to divide it up amongst the Council of 12. Now, Anunnaki have a much longer lifespan than humans. I think we're talking something in the region of 300 years is a month to them. So these things are played out over a long time period. Now, certain members of this Anunnaki Council do not like humans. They do not think we should have an equal position to them and the same knowledge. The references in the Bible as, are they to be like us? We will blow sand in their eyes. Because there is a certain faction of this Anunnaki that has absolute hatred of humanity, doesn't think we're good enough. They are full of the ego. Now you'll see this family feud played out in the most recent years if you think about World War I. Quite how it started with an assassination of an Austro-Hungarian in South America, and then suddenly becomes Germany versus Great Britain. But let's think about this. You've got the Kaiser of Germany and the King of England, who are cousins. Families fighting family. And it's the same with this current system. You have a certain faction who are possessed with greed, who have decided to turn to the dark side. Well, they're just idiots, really, because let's face it, you look at any Dracula film, what happens to the servants of Dracula when they are of no use? Does Dracula come along and save them? Or does he let them perish? This is what they don't seem to realise. That's saying you can't take it with you. Well, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Windsors and the like. Just think about that. You might amass trillions and trillions of dollars and pounds artificially created through interest on something that doesn't even exist in the first place. But when it comes to the crunch, where do you think that's going to get you? Let's give these two factions of this family feud amongst the Anunnaki a name, shall we? So you've got the side of Enlil, which is the dark side, and you have the side of Enki. Now Enki was our creator. It's where you get the Noah and the Ark story from, where he gave a certain number of people the knowledge how to survive, because he's very protective of us. Now a lot of you I've spoken to personally recently, I've asked you a question as to whether you've been finding feathers, and sure enough you have. Well, that's a calling card from Enki to tell you that you are loved and protected. So if you find a feather, you know that your father is looking after you. Simple as that. Anyway, so the simple truth, the ugly, unpleasant truth, and let's face it, a lie cannot exist unless it has a basis of truth. But the ugly truth is humanity was created as a slave race to do the work of the Anunnaki. They wanted the gold because it extends their lifespans. It also has other properties that they use this for. It stops radiation. It is a brilliant conductor. It doesn't corrode. It is highly valuable if you know what to do with it. Okay, you can't eat it, but it's certainly useful if you have the technology to use it to your advantage. And there is evidence all over this planet of ancient mines, and this planet has been robbed. Earth has been raped of a lot of its resources. And I'm going to make no bones about this. I'm just going to come out and say it. My mission is not anything to do with humanity. As far as I'm concerned, you're all a sideline, really. My mission is to restore Earth. And I know some of you have the same feeling about this, because I'm sick and tired of the way Earth is being treated. I feel her pain. We cannot carry on like this. But Enki was very benevolent. Not only did he give us some of this knowledge that people rediscover, because it is contained within your brain, within your heart. See, people are so busy looking out for some deity or mythical being to come along and save them, when in fact there's one place you should be looking. Now, I'm sure a lot of you over the years have looked for God. Well, I can tell you exactly where God is. All you need to do is go and look in the mirror. You want to see God, you'll see God staring right back at you, or what you consider to be God. Because just like an artist, just like a writer who puts heart and soul into their creation, be it a book or a painting, don't you think that Enki did the same? He put a bit of himself in all of you. If you'd only realise your true potential and stop supporting this system that is keeping you enslaved. That doesn't mean just go on strike and get yourself in trouble in small numbers. Just do little bits, because you all chip away and you all work together. You will bring down this control system and you will take back the power that should be rightfully yours in the first place. It's as simple as that. Do what you know is right in your heart. That is all you have to do. You don't need to fight on the terms of darkness, physically or with guns. You can fight this in a very different way, and that is the way of being positive. That is the way forward. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video. There's plenty to be thinking about there. Some of you will probably give me flack for this. Now, I've had a lot of people comment on my appearance. I've heard it all pretty much. Father Christmas, Gandalf, you name it. I find it quite amusing, really. But I will say one thing. You start looking at me, you will see what you expect to see, because I will reflect back what you're expecting to see. So if you look for something evil, on your head be it, because that is what you will see back. If you want to choose to see something good, then that too is what you will see. I know who I am. I acknowledge myself to myself. That's all I need to do, and that's all any of you need to do. You don't have to have an ego and go around telling people that you're something special, because at the end of the day, Enki has empowered all of you to be gods and goddesses in your own right. All you have to do is realise that. And once you do, we can start making a real difference. We can repair the earth restore it to how it should be. And we can all benefit from that, because Mother Earth is one mother we do not leave. We all depend on her. It's about time we started looking after her, don't you think? Anyway, that's enough from me for this video. Thank you very much.